Hello and welcome to Creating Your Health Naturally, your sacred health, actually. We've been going through the Code of Principles, of which there are 12. And this week we're going to do two codes of principles. I started doubling up on them because I don't know, just because it makes it go smoother. So, our Code of Principle number 9 and 10. Number 9 is each soul expressing in human form must choose her true identity as spirit. So a human mind is either identified as a human only, a human being, a Homo sapien, or as a spiritual being having a human experience. You've probably heard that before. My husband and I have a podcast called The One Thing, and we've started calling that Homo Spiritus. So it's the conscious awareness that we are an instrument and a vessel of this higher self, this higher presence, this Holy Spirit, if you will, that operates through us and as us. And so as we go throughout our days, the more we remind ourselves of that, the more we identify as that, the more access to higher intelligence, higher wisdom, higher guidance, healing, the access to supply and abundance. And I have this acronym HEAL, which is basically health, expression, or ease, or empowerment. There's lots of ease, abundance, and love. And when we align ourselves with our higher presence, with our I am presence, with our higher self, then that is a natural expression outward from inward of what it is designed for a human being to be. It's a divine design, if you will. It's a blueprint that's coded in every one of our cells. And so our job is to continue coming back to that and to consciously identifying ourselves as that in our human form. And that it's the one thing to know is that the universe, so this is the unified field of which we are a part, especially when we are identified as our higher self, as the instrument of divine love, if you will, then we're automatically sort of in tuned, if you will, or aligned with the unified field of the universe. And just know this: the universe is infinitely patient for you to return to love. And so no matter how many times you forget, no matter how many times you go off and on an off ramp and stay off the main road, if you will, it doesn't matter. The patience and the the utter infinite knowing and trust that we will eventually find our way back to this alignment, each of us, it is a given. I mean, it's our natural state. It's who we are. We can't not find our way back here. The question isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And so be easy with yourself, be compassionate, be patient, and just keep coming back and coming back. Principle number 10 for sacred healing is the pivoting to this truth that this is who we really are, that this is our true identification, if you will. It rewires our brain. And when our brain is rewired to this connection, then freedom ensues. Sovereignty is a word also used often. Liberty is experienced. There's sort of there's like a how when popcorn pops, there's that sound in the pan if you're popping it on a stove. It's like there's this popping of a happiness inside, and it's a happiness that doesn't require outside circumstances to be a certain way. And so I'm inviting you to experiment and explore this, because it lives inside of you. And all of the happiness and the enjoyment of life and the freedom that we seek is not to be found anywhere on the outside. The treasure lies inside. It's in your heart. actually. That's the sacred portal to it. We talk about that extensively in the Sacred Health Academy. And when we are in this alignment with our heart, when we're in this alignment with the connection to our higher presence, then there's an alchemy that takes place from old brain tracks to new brain tracks. And they in ancient times, alchemy was considered the transformation or the transmutation of lead to gold. Well, what we're talking about here is, golden white light that we invite into our brain tracks and into our nervous system, into all of our function in our body, our cells, our organs, glands, cells, and systems. That is an invitation I recommend you put forward to your higher presence. Then alchemy takes place. There's an alchemy from low or not good function to divine function, or to higher function, or to optimal function. And this is ours to claim. It's, again, like I said, coded in your cells. It's a blueprint that lives in your cells, and it's yours to invite and activate and awaken inside of you. So again, principle number 9 is each soul expressing in human form must choose her true identity as spirit, as higher presence. And principle number 10 is pivoting to the truth rewires the brain, and freedom ensues. Freedom to create, freedom to feel empowered, freedom to heal, freedom to love, freedom to enjoy success, freedom to have great, loving, deep, meaningful connections with family and friends and life. That is what the invitation includes, and more. So, and there's really no deep healing with lasting impact without this connection, without this recognition, without this reconciliation between what our mind thinks is true, and what happens when our brain tracks and our brain and our mind is connected with the presence that we are, the spirit that we are. So on that happy note, I will leave you with that. I forgot to say, if this is our first time together. My name is Laurie Morse. I am a 30-year practitioner of Chinese medicine and founder and director of the Sacred Health Academy, where we teach women who are struggling with their health and she knows she's tried everything, and she knows that she probably has to include her sacred self, but she's not sure how. We walk that path together, and it unfolds into all the cracks and crevices of a human life to discover what is actually a higher truth to what we are thinking is true about our life. Nutrition and movement and thinking and emotional, managing our emotional energy and healing past pain too. So it's a juicy path. I hope you decide to join us sooner rather than later, but at some point I hope to see you on the path. And until then, know that your sacred self is inside and ready for connection with you.